Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Bina every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Welcome, Saffron. Always nice to see you.
Thank you, ma'am, and good morning, good evening, and like a very happy advent to Makar Sankranti to all our
Yeah,
viewers. Wherever they
absolutely.
are.
Yeah. In fact, just before I came across, I was just watching the Makara Sankranti Balak, in Shabrimala, which happens at exactly 6:30, and it's absolutely it makes your hair stand. It's something amazing,
No
and
wonder,
wish
ma'am,
you the same.
the diversity and vibrancy of our Indian culture and all of
Yes,
these festivals that we have.
yeah,
It kind of like it is the one thing that so innately binds us to our Sanatan Dharma,
yeah.
and I couldn't be more proud to be a Sanatani and be part of
And
Indian.
the kind of people, the way they fought, to somehow malign, the temple, and look at how he hit back.
Ma'am, I had one question before we start the session. As far as like Makar Sankranti is concerned, is how is it celebrated in your part of the
Yeah.
origin wherever you have come
Yeah,
from? Like
it's just see, because it is mainly because it is this temple going that happens. Or male members, all of them go, and women above a certain age, they also go after menopause. And in homes, of course, it is the same thing. We prepare sweets, and so in Kerala, it's usually the jaggery, payasam that's made, very similar to what is made in Shabrimala. So that's the main thing.
and
Otherwise, yeah.
kite flying is also actively like
No,
performed.
not there.
Okay.
Not like in North.
Oh, I see. Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know.
In fact, I wanted to tell you, since you said that, today I received a message saying that Prime Minister Modi had written a poem, you know, on this kite flying in 1980, and somebody has now put a voice to his poem, and they have now pushed it on Twitter. So I found that really beautiful. So in case people want to see that, he's also a poet, a prime minister, the poet.
We'll definitely check that out, ma'am.
Yeah. So back to you. So actually, Saffron, see, there's a lot of anger against this Bollywood because of the way they behave. See, all that they do is all hunky dory, okay, and whatever the audience or the public do is all bad. So they feel that the government should control public and tell them not to boycott Bollywood, or we will put you in jail. I mean, literally that. Okay, so they are appealing to people like Yogi ji and Modi ji to control the public because they are so used to having a rule like Uddhav Thackeray, Sonia Gandhi, and Sharad Pawar, where they tell you, keep a gun to your head and say you do it or you're in jail. So they're used to that, so they think that their bullying can work with the public as well. As long as they, dirtied our Sanatana Dharma, they dirtied our culture, it was all fine, you know. But now that they are facing, bankruptcy, they are now up in arms.
Ma'am, I feel like it's the utmost hypocrisy of Bollywood has been exposed. Even if, even though this should have happened a long time ago, finally we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel. For decades and decades, we have seen how Sanatan Dharma, not only Sanatan Dharma, but all other things related to India, related to Bharat, had been maligned on a global level. And we were conditioned in a way to feel ashamed of our culture, our roots, our clothes, our style of talking, which I see even now. Like, some people, they try really hard to fit into the other kind of accents which are followed worldwide, right? But the idea now, coming back to Bollywood, right? What has happened in the last few years is an uprising, or right, an awakening. Uprising wouldn't be the right word, but awakening of Hindu Renaissance, of Sanatani Renaissance. And that is why people are more proud about their origins. Now you are seeing people's, even young people from children of Sanatani parents, they are proud about their heritage. They are celebrating the festivals. They are learning about Mahabharata, about Ramayana, about everything that goes in this world, right?
Yeah,
Which has been happening since yuge, right? Which has been happening since generations. All of those things, it has led to a cultural awakening, a Sanatani awakening on a massive scale. And due to this, because Bollywood didn't live up to their end of the deal, right, which was to portray truth about Sanatana culture, right, about Sanatani way of life, right. We never said that there are no problems in any country. Every country has its own set of problems. But when you are blindsided by the problems happening in the world, or you are making it very conspicuous that your allegiance is towards a particular community and not towards your country, this was to happen at some of the other, at some time. And that is why this Boycott Bollywood campaign kicked off. And I think after SSR's murder, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. And now we are
absolutely.
saying that these guys are so desperate. I mean, imagine the kind of desperation Sunil Shetty, like the Cabal has, that Sunil Shetty had to come in front of everyone and had to really plead to the BJP government to say that, please intervene, please boycott, please ask support, please ask people, please ask masses to
Yeah,
see our films. Otherwise, we won't be, we'll be completely decimated. So you can
yeah.
see, all of these things that are happening, it had been happening for a long time. And now we are seeing is like the repercussions of the misdeeds they have done throughout these decades.
Yeah. Also, see, when your own business is affected. Now, Sunil Shetty, everybody knows, has a lot of restaurants, in Mumbai. Now, this guy is feeling it below his belt. Now, that's why he's woken up. And he's best buddies with none other than Salman Khan.
Right.
So he's the one who's actually, whitewashing people like Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan. You remember Shah Rukh Khan's son was protected first by Sunil Shetty when he was in jail. So these people are trying to cover up their crimes. And then, a funny thing is when I was just looking at the table where Sunil Shetty was sitting, just in front there was a tag name tag showing Dino Moria. Okay, that guy did not have the guts to even go for this thing, meet, because we all know what happened to Sushant Singh Rajput. If these people had not done anything, we would all welcome you and we would remove the boycott Bollywood tag. But all of you have something, in this case, some sort of involvement. Is it verbal or is it physical? We don't know till the case is proved. So how can you even ask us to boycott Bollywood when you continue to do all the gandagi, you know, and we should continue to support you and say, please kill our children, please kill our children. We'll put our children in Bollywood, you kill them, you torture them. Is this what is, their message to us? We will do whatever we want, and Narendra Modi, you act like Hitler, and you tell them, if you do this, your fingers will be chopped off. What silly nonsense these people are up to. That shows the IQ. That's why their movies are all trash, because they can't think beyond certain, they're limited in their brain capacity.
Ma'am, I feel like Sunil Shetty, aka Anna, he is the biggest sycophant of the A-listers of the Bollywood cabal.
Yeah,
So, namely, all those Khans and Kapoors and Kumars, they think of themselves like, larger than life, and they wouldn't be requesting people to, watch their film. Akshay Kumar has kind of learned that act to certain degree, and he continues to beg because he has had so many flops now. that he has no option. I mean, who would have thought that a brand new release of someone like Akshay Kumar would be shown on an OTT platform right on day one, right? What is this if not desperation, right? What
Mm,
is this
mm,
if not desperation? And uh, I never saw a word from Sunil Shetty when Sushant Singh Rajput died, other than maybe I think rest in peace.
yeah,
Or he did not say anything about, oh, a fair and square investigation should be conducted, right? We understand that you may not be able to completely support, but at least you could have said that this death should be investigated, right? Now that it is in the news, right? You just said your rest in peace messages, and your daughter, who's seen to be so closely mingling with one of the alleged accused uh, in the Disha Salian murder, has no shame, absolutely no shame, and truly, like, flaunting their shenanigans on social media. So I
yeah,
feel like, they are getting their just desserts. And I don't think anything can stop the downfall of Bollywood. The other day, I heard that trailer of Hakla's movie has been released, and it is a very pathetic trailer, right? I mean, all of the only the good comments that I could see on that. I did not see the video, but I went through the comments, and only
mm,
the positive reviews were left by some bot accounts which had no name,
mm,
SRK picture on them. So you could say that, like, this is all PR strategy, that
mm,
they
mm,
create their own account, they create their
mm,
fake bot accounts, and they start like. And then there are some demented people who are like, starstruck and diehard fans of these cabal controllers, right? What else can you call them, right? Because they never said even once that, like, they love India, but they always say they won't leave a second to profess their love for a terrorist nation,
yeah,
uh, neighboring nation. So I just feel that, like, it's a very good initiative that has been happening. Unfortunately, it took murder of our beautiful Sushant to take the momentum it gained. But at the same time, I feel that this is not going to end anytime soon. And you will see one thing, chalo bhai, a common person would say that, chalo mat karo boycott Bollywood, give us some good content. What kind of content they are giving? Like naked
mm,
girls
mm,
roaming around, right? And like, when the same girls go to Qatar, they are
mm,
like fully dressed. So I
yes.
don't understand, like, why they don't mind the slavery.
Or
So
even in front of NCB.
exactly. So they don't mind the slavery that they show in front of a theocratic nation, because just because they are scared that they might get, like, a video of them like getting decapitated might be released on social media. But they leave no stone unturned
Yeah,
to malign our country, our ways of life, just because we are tolerant, just because we believe in peaceful living, we believe in live and let live. Even after being so peaceful and having so many invaders, like trying like, we face through a lot, our civilization has gone through a lot of invaders, but still they have not been able to completely take over the idea of Bharat,
yeah,
because there was constant struggle. There were Sanatanis like you, me, and our viewers who were always of this belief that, nahi, I am going to live my life in the truly Sanatani values and the Sanatani ways. And that is why you are seeing that now this struggle with the advent of social media has gone on a global, massively global scale. Not
yeah,
only people, not only people, there are some people from Pakistan as well who agree with what we are doing.
yeah, mm,
And they criticize their own government and
yes,
criticize their own establishment of why we
absolutely.
are doing. The other day, I saw one video that went viral where a Pakistani journalist, couple of Pakistani political figures were having a discussion, and they said that, like, RSS and BJP are funding terrorists and all those things, like, and then one Pakistani journalist said that our Narendra Modi, right, who is a BJP leader and prime minister, he came to India. He came to Pakistan. He shook hands with Nawaz Sharif. And what did you do? You did Pathankot, right? When Atal Bihari Vajpayee came and tried to forget everything and start relationship right from scratch, what did you do? You did Kargil after 3 days. So all of these people that we are dealing with, even in Bollywood, they are nobody, but they are, to me, they are all Pakistanis. To me, they are the wolves in sheep's clothing,
Yeah,
and they
absolutely.
need to be bashed. And I'm
Yeah,
always of this belief that the real enemy of India is within India. At least
yeah,
बाहर का जो enemy है उसका हमको पता है,
yeah,
उसके बारे में हमको पता है. We know what his objective is, but the enemy inside, slowly now people are getting to know. But
yeah,
still, the this abhiyan needs to happen, continue to keep the pace and also accelerate its pace at the pace it's going on,
yeah,
because otherwise, if we stop, if we don't keep the leverage of Boycott Bollywood, it might slow down eventually, just like you are seeing in SSR's case. Like, investigations and all of those seem to be like, somewhere in the gray area. Like, for 2 years nobody talking except for the YouTubers, and now suddenly uh, Roop Kumar Shah has started speaking in media. So we need to keep that fire alive and keep it going.
yeah. So one of our viewers from Can It Be in a Family? That's Meera Naya. Well, her son saw the trailer and he had these comments to say. He said, "See, it's a straight, ripped off from Marvel, a movie called Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Now, Deepika Padukone is literally wearing the same costume as Scarlett Johansson. It's a white version of Black Widow's costume. Now, see, so many things that these people think, we are watching these movies. It's not like, we are shut off, from these movies. Are these people crazy? I mean, these are movies that everybody sees. And now it's there in every language in India.
See,
Shah Rukh
there
Khan's
there
great.
are two types of people. Okay, one is somebody who works hard, toils hard, has a vision, wants to make a difference, and creates something. Be it entertaining, be it impactful. And the other one, the one who sits beside, like, at the back of that student, is the one who copies, who likes to know, who likes to steal, who likes to engage in plagiarism, right? Who likes to compromise people, malign them, is jealous, right? And those are the kind of people which are unfortunately like infested, like infestation of rats in Bollywood. You try to find one, you will find thousand. I guarantee you will find thousand. And it's not like they are happy amongst themselves. It's not that. Like, they are not happy amongst themselves. They have jealousies and all of these, like, conspiracies planned one against one another,
Yeah.
contract marriages. Look what has happened. Look how that like boom boom what is that, Katrina Kaif, right? How she used to look 10-15 years ago, and now look how she's looking now, right? What do they make these ladies go through and brainwash them to an extent that they themselves don't realize about their origins and about what how they came into this industry and what have they become now, right? And the same thing is happening with the newcomers as well. What are they getting? They get to these big production houses. They will sign 3-3-4-4 years contract. They are made to sign 3-3-4-4 years contract. They are given peanuts, and then they are asked to malign Hindu dharma. They are asked to malign Sanatana dharma. They are asked to write all good things about Islamic culture. They are asked to malign Raksha Bandhan, whereas they are asked to celebrate Eid. You are asked to not to light crackers, firecrackers on Diwali, right? And not only in Bollywood, even in cricket, this wokeism has entered, thanks to people like Virat Kohli, who ended up
Mhm,
marrying
mhm,
people from Cabal.
mhm.
What can you expect, man? And sadly, it is sad that our prime minister cannot openly talk about these things because he has to take the country. Unfortunately, all these people are part of India, right?
mm, mm,
And there is going to be, that's the idea of democracy, right? There is always an opposition in democracy, in a successful democracy.
mm,
But having 180-degree opposite views is fine, but
mm,
having propensity towards a nation, towards an
mm,
ideology, that is the which is the benchmark, which could be a benchmark of destruction of India, of Ghazwaye Hind, right? Like how they say, right? That is beyond my belief.
yeah,
That is beyond my belief. So that
yeah,
is why I have absolutely no sympathy, no love for these people. I really
yeah,
wish that, I want to see a clean Hindi film industry which promotes, which calls spade a spade, which shows the true values of Sanatani way of life and not
mm,
malign. There are some certain good movies which have done that, but unfortunately they don't get the show times they deserve. They don't get the attention they deserve, because all of these people, these big production houses, you will see Yash Raj and Dharmatek and all those things, these production houses, they will destroy them. And because it's all black money, right? Money is coming from Dubai, from Karachi, the same money that has led to the riots, 1993 riot, the same money that has led to the parliament attack, the same money that has led to the Akshardham temple, the same money that has led to the 26/11 attacks. I mean, I could go on. Mumbai local train bomb blast, and so many other attacks that I have
mm,
not spoken about, and we
mm.
have still been tolerant. And I
Yes,
don't know
absolutely.
why do we have the retaliation policy. I don't
Mm,
understand one thing. Why can't we be the ones to attack first?
yeah, yeah. In fact, Chitra is saying, Kamal Khan says SRK has acted only 20% in this movie. The rest is his duplicate and CG doing all the stunts. Now, moving on, yeah, it doesn't matter really. We'll move on to another topic because that's been done to that. Now, importantly, what people want to know, Saffron, from you is that what do you think of the Rishabh Pant accident?
I don't know, ma'am, what to think much about it. I feel like, he's a reckless driver. So that was one thing which was already said in one of the interviews, that he likes to drive fast and recklessly.
That is the
So
PR speaking.
yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is also that I I saw that video which does not show much. It's just the car has it went off the road, and it started
Yeah.
somersaulting, or there was fire. So I could not see much, but from the way he was injured, I am glad that he is alive and in good shape, recovering now. And it could have very well been very fatal. I don't know if there is any other viewpoint. I would like to know
Yeah.
what
See,
people
you see,
think
there
about.
were two viewpoints from the press. That is, one was it was he was sleeping, drowsy, and second was that he had seen a pit, some pothole. Now, those roads are really good. Okay. Now, the third point that they don't mention is that see the person who helped him out of the car said that he could see these lights coming. In a way, it was actually swaying manner, which normally happens when you've lost control of your vehicle, and it was coming from far, so he did not know which car it was. And then, of course, the accident happened. So the moment he came out of, he was pulled out of the car. The first thing he said was, "Please inform my mother." Now he was very stable enough to say that he couldn't have been sleepy if he had said that. Okay, so that was a point. Then what happened was that a lot of other things added on. Okay, like we said, this Kapil Dev said that, see, why do cricketers of this caliber were earning so much drive cars themselves? So okay, where was the driver? Okay, so that's a point. So which means you can, if you read between the lines, you'll know something else is on. Okay, and then you have desperately this Urvashi Rotela stalking him like a stalker. And if that is not enough, her mother also stalks, saying that, see, this is the hospital where he's lying and all that. Now, just before all this happened, he actually blocked her. on Instagram, and he has his own girlfriend. So someone said that there were some glass bangles also in the car. We don't know whether that was true. Now he is taken to the Dehradun hospital, and here the two important people who visit him, who say they are just commoners, are Anil Kapoor and Anupam Kher. And they keep telling the press that, see, we are just commoners. We've just come to pay visits to Rishabh. So why are they announcing to the press that we are commoners? Which means that there's something behind what they're doing. Everybody knows who is Anil Kapoor. Anil Kapoor's friends come from across the border, and what is his connection with Pakistan? We all know. Now, Anupam Kher is one who has recently joined the group, I think, because we find him, hugging Shah Rukh Khan and doing all, the whatnot to get back into the Cabal. So when these two people go there, there seems to be something more to it. Now, this is an accident which could have easily killed him.
Right.
Okay. So there could have been another point to that. Now, was he not playing into the hands of the Cabal? Now, Bunty Sajde with his cornerstone is the one who controls all the cricketers' business. Now, strangely, a tweet came from Bunty Sajde's cousin sister, married to the cricketer. Rohit, is it? Rohit Shetty? Rohit?
Sharma.
Yeah. Yeah. So she said, suddenly she tweeted, I don't know from why she needed to tweet at all. She tweeted that, see, why are you guys showing the injury on his face? People don't want to see that. Now, who is she? She's only the wife of a cricketer. Now, if the cricketer himself says it, we can understand their friends, their colleagues, and they would say that. She says that. Now, she is the cousin of Bunty Sajde. And apparently, Rishabh is not in the good books of Bunty Sajde. Okay, so which means he has no control. And who is Bunty Sajde? Bunty Sajde was the one who went in and out of SSR's house after he died. He was the one who made many calls to SSR before he died. Okay, and he is the one who is now presently dating Riya Chakravarti.
Right.
So you see the link. Now there seems to be what we see, because that's how the mafia work. Was it a warning to him that if you don't comply, we know how to settle scores? Now, see, apparently, if then what happened was he was airlifted, or rather ambulance lifted, and brought to the Ambani hospital, saying that anybody could come and visit the hospital, so that was not safe. He could get infected, and that he needed a lot more surgery. So that is how he was brought there. Now we all know that this is everything. All this comes under BCCI. The payment, the everything comes under them. So they're going to pay for the surgery and everything. Now it could be two ways, because you have Amit Shah's son who is in control there. So either it could be to save him from something further, who would come and visit him, we don't know. Or secondly, if you can say that he's already fallen into their trap, we do not know. You see, whether he himself is compromised, we do not know. So anyway, this is a warning to Rishabh. And this seems to be really because almost all the cricketers in IPL they compromise because they want the money and they want everything else. So these are the few people who are not doing it. So we see it from that angle, but it could be, you could be right. It could be an accident for all,
No, absolutely. I think that there is no denying that there is some suspicion around how Urvashi Rautela has been stalking him shamelessly, even when he is in the hospital and she's posting the pictures, right? So that just shows you a shameless desperation a nymphomaniac so-called actress has over a cricketer, right? And for all you know, he could also be targeted because of the origins of Rishabh Pant and the popularity he gained in the last few years. Not so he's not doing that well in one day and ODI cricket now, but when it comes to Test cricket, he's still one of the regular 11 players. He's always part of that team. So I feel that to me, I feel like, I'd be very surprised if there is angle of Cabal. But yes, he has been harassed by the elements of Cabal. To me, that is definitely there. And I think he should be very, very careful of his future associations, given that he's surrounded by Kohli, who is completely taken over by Cabal, and then Rohit Sharma, we know, like, who is he being controlled by. So I think that, like, there are these elements. And now Anil Kapoor visit, right? That was one thing, right? It I don't understand what's the point of Anil Kapoor visiting. Maybe he had a film promotion or something along those lines. Is this film coming around? Is it come around the corner, or
No,
did it
no.
just come? I don't know. So yeah, all these things are a little alarming.
Strange.
Yeah, it's strange, it's peculiar, I would say. But I would be very surprised if Cabal has, like, really what can they ask from Rishabh Pant in order to do this to him? Like, that's something that needs to
No,
be
no, it's very
investigated.
clear. See, whatever is happening in IPL is money laundering, you know. So they just comply. Okay, the money changes hands, and they are given cash, not even checks. So a lot more than that. Of course, drug dealings and all, so many things. You saw the way what happened. It's not even come out. The police has not even charged Hardik Pandya,
Oh yeah.
Munaf, Rajiv
Yes.
Shukla on what happened. You can imagine
Yes.
the strength of these
Yes.
people. And, Hardik Pandya is coming in most of the ads now. I can't look at his face. You know, what is that character? What is he? He's just a dirty guy. How can they put him in an ad? Is this what they're selling? You know, and
Ma'am,
here on the, yeah, please, yeah.
I have one question about that Hardik Pandya case. Was there an FIR submitted, filed, or the FIR has not been filed?
No, see, what happened was BJP took up the case, and they wrote to the police why an FIR has not been put, you see.
Oh, okay.
So that, and who is Rajesh Shukla? He's the blue-eyed baby of Sonia
Sonia
Gandhi.
Gandhi. Right, right.
You know.
I see.
So this brings me to the next topic, which is, see, if you're talking about, people like Hardik Pandya or Munaf or Rajiv Shukla or, these people, and you talk about people like Sajid Khan, who's in Big Boss.
Right.
Now, Salman Khan is trying his best to promote, and saying that, see, he will involve him in the next this thing also, session. So what's the meaning of this? Why is Salman Khan doing this for Sajid Khan?
Because they are all together in this, right? Obviously, we all know who Sajid Khan is. Sajid Khan is brother of Farah Khan, right? And Farah Khan has her own production house. Salman Khan has his own. So they are like, I save your back, you save my back, right? And eventually that all that pyramid, it connects to their father in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So, and Karachi, right? So they are just doing whatever is expected of them. And that is why one reason I said, like, the reason you are seeing Sunil Shetty, of all people, Sunil Shetty. Tell me, which was the last Hindi movie of Sunil Shetty that you saw? You all saw.
Yeah.
I asked my question to all of the viewers, right? When
In fact, he told
what does he has
he
to do?
in fact he told Yogi Adityanath it was border,
Yeah, exactly.
which everybody would have been a kid, when that was released.
So I want to say this thing, right? What business does Sunil Shetty has to do in order to come in front of Yogi ji and say that, right? अरे भाई, अगर तू रिटायर हो चुका है, राइट, तेरे होटल चल रहा है, तो तू अपना खुश रहे ना, लोग कुछ भी करे, बॉयकॉट बॉलीवुड करे, व्हाट इज योर प्रॉब्लम विद इट, राइट? So so that in itself gives you an idea that Sunil Shetty is trying too hard to please the cabal, so that his daughter gets movies. His daughter is cast in Dharma Productions, in YRF, right? So
Also,
he's trying too
yeah,
hard.
yeah. Also, don't forget the fact that, see, these restaurants are just fronts, okay? Because Dino Moria and his brother have a lot of restaurants and cafes in Mumbai and in Goa, and you know
Right.
the kind of connections they have. So, are these fronts for other dealings. It could be any other dealing, and I'm not making any, as I say, not using a word, but there could be other dealings as well.
Ma'am,
So
there
if
are
if
usually,
the it's not selling food, they must be selling something else.
ma'am, in fortunately, for better or for worse, for these people, I work in an industry where we investigate financial crime conducted by people like these, like, peps, publicly exposed personalities, and Sunil Shetty is one of them. So if he has if he's into real estate, or they are into hotels and all these industries, a lot of stuff happens in cash, and it could very well be susceptible to cash coming in from illegal proceeds, because
Yes.
at the end of the day, he is a byproduct of Bollywood industry, and we all
Yeah.
know who controls the Bollywood industry. So there is no harm in raising a possibility. We are not saying that he is involved, but there could be, right? Given the statements that he's making, the desperation that we see, his future son-in-law is not performing well in cricket, his daughter is not seen in any movie. And so, and entire Bollywood is like,
In fact,
uh,
there was one video which went a little viral where all these people were going to Manish Malhotra's house for some party, and Aishwarya Rai came with Amitabh Bachchan's son, and as they were getting in, this girl comes out, Shetty's daughter comes out, and Aishwarya is busy speaking to some other lady, and this guy is busy kissing her left and right, the Shetty's daughter, and you can see the camera focusing on Aishwarya's face.
oh
So
really?
Aishwarya looks so scared. And that itself shows that, see, reflects what is, her husband's character or her character. I'm not sure. Either way, both, look very embarrassed after that. So this is Bollywood. Bollywood is where anybody can go with anybody. There is no, rule. If you feel you're in the mood, you just go ahead. That's the kind of philosophy these people have.
Absolutely. And not only to that extent, I would go beyond it and say that people don't even care if their mother gets killed and it's made to look in public like she drowned in a bathtub, right?
Yeah.
The daughters shamelessly continue to be part of Bollywood and continue to dance to the tune of Cabal. I I really don't know. I just feel sad that uh, I am I and others are getting to see such situations where there is absolutely no questioning. I just don't get, like, how people can live like that. Like, don't they have conscience? How can you lose your conscience? You are blessed with a good life, which you have dirtied by by your thoughts, by your actions, by the kind of things that you are into, and like drugs parties, rave parties, sex parties, all of your foreign trips, and your sycophancy towards the sheikhs of Dubai and the dons in Karachi, right? They have nothing, but they just keep building on it, and it looks like there is no end to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Another thing that's happening is, see, just like the way these people are whitewashing Sajid Khan, you will see that they call him Poonawala to say that he's a Hindu. We're talking about Aftab. Now, Aftab is being painted to be a intellectual. Now, they say that he plays chess alone in his jail, and he reads, very intellectual books. And he's been asking for books like, this book called The Great Railway Bazaar by Train Through Asia by novelist Paul Theroux, which is a travelogue. And he spends a lot of time, on his own as if in meditation. You remember, this was the same thing that they did when Aryan Khan was in jail after being caught with drugs. So they were trying to say that he's a loner, he's a bacha, he doesn't have any bad feelings for anybody. And the only thing he was eating was glucose biscuits, And the same thing is being said of this guy, Aftab. Now, I don't understand why are they brainwashing? Do they think public are fools? Because he has killed this woman in the most brutal way. And I don't know what the jury are waiting for. They have all the proof in hand. This guy has even confessed to the crime. And I really don't understand why he's not been given the guillotine.
Uh, Partly two reasons, according to me. One of them is like our sluggish judicial process, which is going to take years and years. And by the time I think he gets the death penalty, it will be years. And by the time he's executed finally, maybe like, there could be, it will take like more than a decade, right? And secondly, all these people who are painting him intellectual, right? Who are these people? These people are like, Sardesai. These people are like the Ranas. These people are like all of those uh, so-called journalists you see, who work for the Hindu, who work for uh, like, all of these news channels. Like, their main agenda is to portray Aftab as a like intellectual because of his identity, right? They cannot afford, they simply cannot afford, because the funding comes, right? That identity, his identity is being funded by the people of the same identity from overseas. और जहां पैसा आता है वहां पे बाकी कुछ मैटर नहीं करता है, right?
Absolutely.
These people, it does not matter. There are very few people who will stand by their ethics, by their moral stand. These are not one of them.
Another thing that we notice is that, see, if you look at the Nepo kids, people like Chanvi and this Kajal's daughter, they are all very young, would be in their 20s, and these are the girls who are taking alcohol, drugs, openly. They have absolutely no shame. And the latest video of Kajal's daughter, heavily dosed on something, whether it's drugs or alcohol, we don't know, being led by Ori, a boyfriend. And this boyfriend is boyfriend to many, including Janvi, you know. And he is taking her around as if he's controlling her. And she looks more like a sex slave because where the kind of clothes she's wearing and the drugged way she's walking with him. What is happening to these parents? Don't they have any control of their daughter?
It does not surprise me because like that's the way it has always been, right? I mean, drugs, I think they themselves are high on drugs, so you can only be like, you can stop someone from getting into wrong things only if you don't do those things, right? And when
Yeah,
it comes to children, they don't listen to what you say, but they listen to what you do, right?
yeah,
So that is the like the crux of the matter, is that you have to live your life in a way that you give an example, you set a legacy for your children.
yes,
And when you are yourself like, aligned with that like disgusting ideology of like, staying in drugs, being a sycophant of all of those elements on the other side of the border, your children are going to do the same, because they have not
yeah,
seen anything different. They have not seen
mhm,
anything different. And there is always a set of PR groupies which is always standing there to make them feel like they are larger than life. Who are these paparazzi? Who are these paparazzi who are like, asking them for photo bites, and like, don't they have their own sense to understand like, who are they running after? And the people who are employing them, where are they getting all these fundings from? You will see that, ma'am, most of these people from this Bollywood cabal who are into drugs and all, they are very closely associated with ngos specifically of children, anath in the name of orphanage. And then ngos like that of our favorite Smita Parekh, right?
mhm,
Who is so much talked about for having something to do with child trafficking and sex trafficking, right? So
yes.
all these kind of things we have seen, right? And there is absolutely no end to it. I really hope that government takes some uh, drastic measures to send a message to such NGOs. Even if you do that, right, you will see that all these Bollywood people will come out. And that it's the same in Hollywood as well, right? Nobody talks about Bill Gates being so close to Jeffrey Epstein, right? The biggest sex trafficker on the planet who ever lived, right? Nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about, hey, wow, the Microsoft chairman uh, comes with like full of ideas, change the world. But his other side, nobody talks about that. So that is the reason why we need global awakening more than ever now, more than ever. And I see
Yeah.
that one of the things why I like to be associated with your channel is because, like, we call spade a spade here, and opposite views are also welcome so long as the aesthetics of the debate are maintained.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we close the session, because the young daddy has to get back to work. So before that, just wanted to make one point, Saffron. I saw a couple of movies from Malayalam movies on OTT, and it's, see, you cannot believe it, and I'm sure I would request you to give your points as well, viewers. Is that, see, it has gone from low to lowest. I don't know who are the content writers, the script writers, because it seems like, the tea shop owner, next door is writing the scripts.
Oh, really?
It's so terrible, like you can't see 5 or 10 minutes of it, and they are using top actors. So I don't know what is how Kerala has it sort of gone so low in movie culture that it's a shame. We had very famous writers like M.T. Vasudevan Nayak, and so many other famous writers in Kerala. And Kerala, it was the cradle of culture, and now it has become the cradle of jihadi culture. Is all I can say.
Ma'am, would you like to name those couple of Malayalam programs that gave you this impression?
It's no, it's movies. We're talking about movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it
So
on
the latest one
Netflix?
is, it's called one is Salim, something about Salim. It's written Salim and something. And another movie is of Prithviraj, who's also one of the top actors. It is called Gold. So there are lots of movies, and now there's another one of Dilip's ex-wife, who shows that she is, a Muslim woman taken to the Arab countries, and God alone knows what dress she's wearing. She looks like she's from Alibaba, and so many thieves. And she, I don't know. See, they want to glamorize Muslim women and then still put them under the abaya. So either you show them like Urvashi Rotela, or you show them like, completely in a burqa as they do in Afghanistan. What do you want? You yourself don't know. So these things are absolutely ripping apart Kerala, and I'm sad because I come from Kerala, and I used to pride myself in that we were intelligent people bringing out good content, but now it's like we are lost.
It's funny that you mentioned about that Dilip's ex-wife movie, because that was one of the movies. I think it also there was also Srinivas in that movie, I
Yeah.
remember. And one of my biggest supporter in SSR movement suggested me to watch that movie, and I was
Uh,
like, dude, I cannot watch it beyond 5 minutes. What the hell are you asking me? Give me some better suggestions. So I remember that movie that you're talking about.
yeah.
It's on YouTube, by the way, right? I saw
Okay.
it on YouTube for 5 minutes, and I was like, no, I cannot handle
So you
this.
can't watch Saffron. See, with your intellectual taste, you cannot watch these movies. So it's a shame. That's all I can say. So on this note, Saffron, thank you so much for joining us. And, always enjoy your sessions. And friends, all of them, they love your viewpoints. And hope you join us next week as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Wishing you again and our viewers a very happy Sankranti. Enjoy, eat less sweets, meet more relatives, enjoy our culture, enjoy our heritage. Until next time, Jai Hind.
Good night. Jai Hind.